Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Convert into a pollard. Pollard trees. An inquiry into public opinion conducted by interviewing a random sample of people. The top of the head. A tame parrot. Get the opinions of people by asking specific questions. Get the votes of. The counting of votes, as in an election. The part of the head between the ears. Vote in an election at a polling station. Convert into a pollard. Pollard trees. A tree with limbs cut back to promote a more bushy growth of foliage. A usually horned animal that has either shed its horns or had them removed. A large piece of fabric, usually canvas fabric, by means of which wind is used to propel a sailing vessel. A heavy, closely woven fabric, used for clothing or chairs or sails or tents. A tent made of canvas fabric. An oil painting on canvas fabric. An inquiry into public opinion conducted by interviewing a random sample of people. The setting for a narrative or fictional or dramatic account. The mat that forms the floor of the ring in which boxers or professional wrestlers compete. Consider in detail and subject to an analysis in order to discover essential features or meaning. Get the opinions of people by asking specific questions. Solicit votes from potential voters in an electoral campaign. An inquiry into public opinion conducted by interviewing a random sample of people. An inquiry into public opinion conducted by interviewing a random sample of people. Be the culminating event. The speech crowned the meeting. Invest with regal power, and throne. The prince was crowned in Westminster Abbey. The center of a cambered road. An ornamental jeweled headdress signifying sovereignty. The top or extreme point of something, usually a mountain or hill. The upper branches and leaves of a tree or other plant. The top of the head. Dentistry. Dental appliance consisting of an artificial crown for a broken or decayed tooth. Tomorrow my dentist will fit me for a crown. The award given to the champion. An English coin worth 5 shillings. A wreath or garland worn on the head to signify victory. Form the topmost part of. A weather vane crowns the building. Put an enamel cover on. Crown my teeth. The crown, or the reigning monarch, as the symbol of the power and authority of a monarchy. The part of the hat, the vertex, that covers the crown of the head. The part of a tooth above the gum that is covered with enamel. The top of the head. Liver or meat or fowl finely minced or ground and variously seasoned. A tame parrot. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Dress the plants in the garden. Suitable for formal occasions. A full dress uniform. Kill and prepare for market or consumption. Dress a turkey. A one-piece garment for a woman, has skirt and bodice. Of an occasion, requiring formal clothes. A dress dinner. Put on clothes. We had to dress quickly. Decorate, food, as with parsley or other ornamental foods. Clothing in general. Fastidious about his dress. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Parents must feed and dress their child. Arrange in ranks. Dress troops. Dress or groom with elaborate care. She likes to dress when going to the opera. Provide with decoration. Dress the windows. Give a neat appearance to. Dress the horses. Dress in a certain manner. She dresses in the latest Paris fashion. Arrange attractively. Dress my hair for the wedding. Clothing of a distinctive style or for a particular occasion. Battle dress. Apply a bandage or medication to. Dress the victim's wounds. Convert into leather. Dress the tanned skins. Cut down rough-hewn lumber to standard thickness and width. Put a dressing on. Dress the salads. Put a finish on. Dress the surface smooth. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. The yield from plants in a single growing season. Let feed in a field or pasture or meadow. Prepare for crops. Feed as in a meadow or pasture. A pouch in many birds and some lower animals that resembles a stomach for storage and preliminary maceration of food. A collection of people or things appearing together. The annual crop of students brings a new crop of ideas. A cultivated plant that is grown commercially on a large scale. Cut short. She wanted her hair cropped short. The output of something in a season. The latest crop of fashions is about to hit the stores. The stock or handle of a whip. Yield crops. This land crops well. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Sever or remove by pinching or snipping. Terminate or abbreviate before its intended or proper end or its full extent. Run at a moderately swift pace. A metal frame or container holding cartridges can be inserted into an automatic gun. An instance or single occasion for some event. He could do 10 at a clip. The act of clipping or snipping. An article of jewelry that can be clipped onto a hat or dress. Any of various small fasteners used to hold loose articles together. A sharp slanting blow. He gave me a clip on the ear. Attach with a clip. Clip the papers together. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Sever or remove by pinching or snipping. A small piece of anything, especially a piece that has been snipped off. The act of clipping or snipping. Weed out unwanted or unnecessary things. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Dried plum. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Cut off from a hole. Cut down on. Make a reduction in. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. thin and fit. A body kept trim by exercise. Cutting down to the desired size or shape. Neat and smart in appearance. A trim beard. Decorate, food, as with parsley or other ornamental foods. Remove the edges from and cut down to the desired size. Trim the photograph. Of places, characterized by order and neatness, free from disorder. A trim little sailboat. Severely simple in line or design. A decoration or adornment on a garment. The trimming on a hat. A state of arrangement or appearance. In good trim. Cut closely. Trim my beard. Adjust, sails on a ship, so that the wind is optimally used. Attitude of an aircraft in flight when allowed to take its own orientation. Balance in flight by regulating the control surfaces. Trim an airplane. Be in equilibrium during a flight. The airplane trimmed. Decorate, as with ornaments. Trim the Christmas tree. Cut down on. Make a reduction in. The employer wants to cut back health benefits. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Place restrictions on. Return in time. The film cut back to an earlier event in the story. A systematic investigation of a matter of public interest. A search for knowledge. An instance of questioning. Inquire into. The students had to research the history of the Second World War for their history project. A search for knowledge. Their pottery deserves more research than it has received. Attempt to find out in a systematically and scientific manner. The student researched the history of that word. Systematic investigation to establish facts. A systematic investigation of a matter of public interest. A search for knowledge. An instance of questioning. Be the culminating event. The first half of an inning, while the visiting team is at bat. A relief pitcher took over in the top of the fifth. Pass by, over, or under without making contact. The balloon cleared the treetops. A canvas tent to house the audience at a circus performance. They had the big top up in less than an hour. A conical child's plaything tapering to a steel point on which it can be made to spin. He got a bright red top and string for his birthday. Be superior or better than some standard. She topped her performance of last year. Cut the top off. Top trees and bushes. Provide with a top or finish the top of a structure. The towers were topped with conical roofs. The highest or uppermost side of anything. Put your books on top of the desk. Be ahead of others, be the first. She topped her class every year. Covering for a hole, especially a hole in the top of a container. He removed the top of the carton. The top or extreme point of something, usually a mountain or hill. Finish up or conclude. They topped off their dinner with a cognac. The highest level or degree attainable, the highest stage of development. At the top of his profession. A garment, especially for women, that extends from the shoulders to the waist or hips. He stared as she buttoned her top. Be at the top of or constitute the top or highest point. A star tops the Christmas tree. Platform surrounding the head of a lower mast. Reach or ascend the top of. The hikers topped the mountain just before noon. Situated at the top or highest position. The top shelf. Strike, the top part of a ball in golf, baseball, or pool, giving it a forward spin. The greatest possible intensity. He screamed at the top of his lungs. The upper part of anything. The mower cuts off the tops of the grass. The highest or uppermost side of anything. The highest or uppermost side of anything. The highest or uppermost side of anything. Only the top side of the box was painted. A copycat who does not understand the words or acts being imitated. Repeat mindlessly. The students parroted the teacher's words. Usually brightly colored zygodactyl tropical birds with short hooked beaks and the ability to mimic sounds. Short descriptive summary of events. The act of looking or seeing or observing. His survey of the battlefield was limited. Consider in a comprehensive way. Hold a review of troops. A detailed critical inspection. Keep under surveillance. Look over carefully or inspect. He surveyed his new classmates. Make a survey of, for statistical purposes. Plot a map of, land. Come to have or undergo a change of, physical features and attributes. Gain through experience. I acquired a strong aversion to television. Gain knowledge or skills. Children acquire language at an amazing rate. Win something through one's efforts. I acquired a passing knowledge of Chinese. Come into the possession of something concrete or abstract. They acquired a new pet. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Locate, a moving entity, by means of a tracking system such as radar. Reach with a blow or hit in a particular spot. Come to have or undergo a change of, physical features and attributes. Leave immediately. Used usually in the imperative form. Perceive by hearing. She didn't get his name when they met the first time. Undergo, as of injuries and illnesses. Make, offspring, by reproduction. Give certain properties to something. Get someone mad. Be a mystery or bewildering to. Suffer from the receipt of. Receive as a retribution or punishment. Take vengeance on or get even. We'll get them. Achieve a point or goal. Move into a desired direction of discourse. Go through, mental or physical states or experiences. Get an idea. Irritate. Her childish behavior really get to me. Take the first step or steps in carrying out an action. Let's get down to work now. Succeed in catching or seizing, especially after a chase. apprehend and reproduce accurately. Enter or assume a certain state or condition. It must be getting more serious. Attract and fix. Receive a specified treatment, abstract. Earn or achieve a base by being walked by the pitcher. Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Cause to move. Cause to be in a certain position or condition. Come into the possession of something concrete or abstract. Cause to do. Cause to act in a specified manner. Reach a destination. Arrive by movement or progress. She didn't get to Chicago until after midnight. Go or come after and bring or take back. Grasp with the mind or develop an understanding of. Did you get it? Acquire as a result of some effort or action. You cannot get water out of a stone. A return on a shot that seemed impossible to reach and would normally have resulted in a point for the opponent. Communicate with a place or person. Establish communication with, as if by telephone. The operator couldn't get Kobe because of the earthquake. Evoke an emotional response. Brahms's Requiem gets me every time. Overcome or destroy. Purchase. What did you get at the toy store? Reach and board. Reach by calculation. What do you get when you add up these numbers? The act of counting, reciting numbers in ascending order. A numbered list. The act of counting, reciting numbers in ascending order. The counting continued for several hours. Put into a group. The Academy counts several Nobel Prize winners among its members. Show consideration for, take into account. Determine the number or amount of. Can you count the books on your shelf? Have faith or confidence in. You can count on me to help you anytime. Take account of. The act of counting, reciting numbers in ascending order. The counting continued for several hours. Have weight, have import, carry weight. A nobleman, in various countries, having rank equal to a British earl. Have a certain value or carry a certain weight. Each answer counts as 3 points. Include as if by counting. I can count my colleagues in the opposition. Name or recite the numbers in ascending order. The toddler could count to 100. The total number counted. A blood count. The act of counting, reciting numbers in ascending order. Naming numbers.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.